All right, today we are going to engrave on this amazing glass decanter. This thing comes packaged so nicely. It has a foam cutout to keep the glass safe, and it's going to be perfect for shipping or giving as a gift as is with this packaging. It protects the glass very nicely. This is the perfect gift to give to anybody in your life because it's honestly just a top tier quality. Let's jump into this project and we can engrave it.
So we have this whiskey decanter here, and as I mentioned before, the packaging is always amazing. So first and foremost, we do need to clean this off with some isopropyl alcohol, and then we can prep it to get it ready for lasering. So we put some isopropyl alcohol on this paper towel here, and we've got all the oils wiped off. All right, so I'll let that dry for a second, and then we are going to use our awesome chalk marker here to color in the surface. That way the laser has something it can see and it can engrave on. So you just want to make sure you're doing a nice even coat. It's okay if you get it other places as well. It's not the end of the world. So I'm not going to engrave this whole surface, but I figured I would just cover it just in case. All right, that looks great. So let's let it dry and then we can engrave it. So I just made this little graphic really quick. It says Cupid's potion, Cupid's love potion, and I just made it so that the word love kind of overlaps. Put a little Cupid symbol with a heart, and then the Cupids we are going to put on the whiskey glasses. So for this, we are going to use the blue light. We are going to do 100% power. We are going to do 50 millimeters a second, and we're going to try 120 for lines per centimeter today. So those are the settings that we will be using. All right, so now we can drop this into place. And we are going to do this backwards so that we can get it in the engravable area. And then, so now we need to focus this. We need to make sure these two dots are overlapping. All right, that looks pretty great to me. So in our software here, let's rotate this. And then let's frame it out just to see where we're at. Okay, way too big. If you're having trouble seeing your framing option, you can come down here and you can make the light of the framing a lot stronger because I always struggle to see it. I'm going to put this in the back that's flat. That way I know it's straight. I think that's looking pretty good. But so we have that in the box, and what we can do is we can switch it to an outline framing. And that can give us a little bit more of a hint. All right, so I think that's good. So now we can hit process. And this is going to take about 7.5 minutes, so it's not too bad. So we can hit start. All right, this is done. Let's check it out. And honestly, that looks pretty amazing. I think this might be one of the better ones we've done. Now, I could have put it up a little bit more, but honestly, I think that works. But I think we might have just found the sweet spot with the settings. But all right, I am going to spray the isopropyl alcohol on here. Let's get that chalk paint off of the edge of it. Clean this up, and this is working great. But that looks pretty amazing. All right, so let's open up one of these whiskey rock glasses. So these are just pretty simple, but they look really great. We are just going to do the same exact thing. We are going to wipe this down with the isopropyl alcohol to clean it. Get all the fingerprints and dust off there. We'll let that dry real quick, and then we'll put our chalk marker on there. All right, and then I did make this 3D printed jig that the whiskey glass sits in. That way it's level when we go to engrave it. So let's get this one in focus. We need to have the two dots overlapping. That looks great. So we can move this artwork out of the way. We will bring this in here. I already flipped them, but you can easily flip them in this program. Let's make the width, I don't know, like 2 inches and see what that looks like. I think that looks good. So I think that is the one we're going to go with. And what we can do is we can literally, when we're going to make the next one, we just click this and then we can mirror it. So we're going to use the same settings. We're using 50 power, 100 power, 50 millimeters a second, and then 120. We're doing less lines per centimeter because the kind of like lower the quality of the engraving, the better it is for cheaper glass. So we can go to process and we can hit start, and then we can start the laser. All right, and then so again, we're just gonna clean this up with isopropyl alcohol. All right, and that looks pretty great.